Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are quite advanced on the Victor GYOKOREZ deal, and we are also quite advanced on the Benjamin Sesko deal. And a couple of theories are actually flooding in on what could be the cause. What is going on? Why is Andre Bata trying to advance on the Victor GYOKOREZ end and also advancing on the Benjamin Sesko deal? Something to do with the price, something to do with Arsenal being undecisive on which striker they're going to sign. Until now, we're going to be exploring all those theories. But one thing I want to say to you is the transfer window officially opened on the 16th of June. That was yesterday. So we're going to see a couple of moves, a couple of things going on right from yesterday to the end of the window. So maybe Arsenal were unbothered, Arsenal weren't rushing because they know their targets, they know who they want to go for. And regardless of the window opening for the Club World Cup, that actually didn't concern us. I'm not trying to defend the club. I'm just trying to say it would make more sense if Arsenal knew their game than us trying to speculate that Arsenal don't know what they're doing in a window that is so important. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. This is the latest on the striker situation, and these are the theories on what Arsenal are trying to do. So, Arsenal are quite advanced on the Victor GYOKOREZ end, and according to Fabrizio Romano, the player has turned down a couple of other clubs, including Manchester United, and he's focusing on Arsenal. The management of the player and Sporting are well aware of this, and Arsenal are willing to pay the 70 million euros in the player's contract if a time comes. Now, again, Arsenal are also quite advanced on the Benjamin Sesko deal. We've talked to Leipzig, we've talked to the interest of the player. Personal terms are not a problem at the moment, and it's going to cost around 80 million euros, and Arsenal have been informed of that and the structure as well. But David Ornstein has actually said something very interesting. I think this is where Arsenal are at the moment on these two strikers. He has said that it is normal for a club to talk to two strikers or to two players in the same position in the same summer. It is very normal for Arsenal to try and understand what is the price of Sesko because he is on the market, and it's also very normal for us to try and understand what is the price, what is the cost of a player like Victor GYOKOREZ because he's also on the market this summer. And he says that what Arsenal have done is just that. They have not literally gone and picked one player and they have and deep dived on that one. They're just trying to ascertain key information on both deals. None of the deals is being considered very key than the other. It's just that we want to know if we were to sign Sesko, if we were to sit down 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks and try to do the Benjamin Sesko deal, what would it take? And if we wanted to do the GYOKOREZ deal and maybe focus on that, what would it take? And for me, this clears a lot of the misconception and the misinformation that has been out there, that Arsenal are about to sign GYOKOREZ, that Arsenal are about to sign Sesko. We are not about to sign any one of them. We are actually trying to do due diligence, if you know what I mean. I mean, all clubs do due diligence. If you look at Liverpool and how long it has taken them to sign Florian Wirtz, of course, a little bit quick for them, but it shows you that the first 1 week or 2 weeks on a deal, especially a big deal, it's just about understanding the terms and conditions. And maybe what Arsenal have been doing all this while through Andre Bata is understanding the terms and conditions of these two deals. What are the terms and conditions of the Benjamin Sesko deal? And now we know it's 80 million euros or more. And, you know, Leipzig are unwilling to actually come down. While on the other hand, Sporting are willing to come down from the 100 million euros they've been quoting to something like 70 million euros to 65 million euros. So that much we know. And maybe that's when we expect Arsenal to advance then on to the next stage. And the next stage would be bidding. So this is where we are going to know which striker Arsenal are actually going to go for. If we bid for GYOKOREZ, right, because we know the terms and conditions for both deals. If we bid for GYOKOREZ, then the Benjamin Sesko deal, for me, is not happening. If we bid for Benjamin Sesko, then the Victor GYOKOREZ deal is not happening at the moment. That's what I understand. Because according to Ornstein, Arsenal are not so much deep into any of the strikers. They're just trying to ascertain the basic information for them to be well informed, well aware, in order for us to make a very well informed decision. Now, Fabrizio has also said something very, very interesting, and I think I talked about it on the last video that I put out. He said GYOKOREZ is focusing on Arsenal. He's waiting for Arsenal. He wants Arsenal this summer, and he's turning down Manchester United for Arsenal. And again, I say this. What that means, potentially, is GYOKOREZ is convinced Arsenal are serious about him, right? Picture this. You have a player like, let's say, Alexander Isak, and you have Arsenal interested, and you have Liverpool interested as well. And it's going to cost 150 million euros, right? Arsenal come in for Isak, and he says, I tell you what, I'm waiting for Liverpool. That tells you everything you need to know. That tells you that that player has received credible information from whatever sources that Liverpool are interested, and they'll try and sign him. A very good example is the Florian Wirtz deal. Florian Wirtz was approached by 4 very big clubs. Bayern, we know if you're German and you're young and you're talented and you don't play for Bayern, your next move is Bayern Munich, Musiala and the others, right? Then he was approached by Liverpool. He was approached by Manchester City. Who turns down Manchester City in these days? And then I think he was approached by Real Madrid, but Madrid weren't that serious, right? And Florian Wirtz told Manchester City, and he told Bayern, I choose Liverpool. Like, it was crazy because when you think about Liverpool, they're the club that have not spent 100 million or 150 million on a single player in recent years. And the club that couldn't afford him in historical terms of Bayern and Man City. And then players said, I want to go to Liverpool. And that showed you that Liverpool had told the player, this is our plan, you're central, you're key to our plan, and yes, we can pay the money Leverkusen are asking for, and yes, we can give you the wages that you want, and yes, we have you in our ambitions. I think that is what Arsenal have told Victor GYOKOREZ, because in May and April, what Andrea Bata was literally doing was talking to all these other clubs, talking to all these targets, trying to sell the dream, trying to sell the project to them. If you are Nico Williams, as much as we know, he will tell you about the left wing, and he will tell you how much of an impact, how much of a revolution Arsenal trying to create on the left wing, and how much of an element you're gonna be. If you're a striker, it's the same. And I think he's talked to GYOKOREZ, and GYOKOREZ was convinced that he's the right man for the job. And maybe Šeško as well, because Šeško is a player that we've talked to for a long time. But I think Arsenal are so serious on this GYOKOREZ deal than people actually are reporting. And again, it takes us back to the Alex Goldberg story, because Alex Goldberg is a big Chelsea reporter. And he was reporting about Chelsea's interest in GYOKOREZ, and he said Chelsea kind of feel GYOKOREZ would be going to Arsenal, and he said Arsenal's #1 priority this summer is GYOKOREZ. Šeško is an option. Right now, I'm not trying to say that the tables have changed, but I'm trying to say that it makes sense. It really makes sense for Arsenal to go and sign a 59 million striker over an 80 million euro striker. That's #1. And maybe if GYOKOREZ is not moving, then maybe we go and bite the bullet and sign Benjamin Šeško. This one is going to go out, it's going to go on for quite some time. I think next week is going to be a little bit boring as well. But after next week, we shall get concrete evidence on who is going to be Arsenal's striker and what is going to happen. Now, I want us to talk about 2 or 3 theories why Arsenal are talking to 2 very, I would say, I think the best strikers on the market right now. We're talking to 2 of them, and we're quite advancing. And theory #1 comes in from a financial point of view, that Arsenal are trying to understand what is the best deal we can do financially. And this has happened before. Remember when we did the Declan Rice deal? We did the Declan Rice deal at £100 million, And the Moises Caicedo deal became 100 and what? 110, 115 million pounds, right? So maybe Arsenal trying to understand if we push a little bit further, do Sporting break down? If we push a little bit further, do RB Leipzig break down? In a financial perspective, you don't want to just rush in on one player. And that tells you as well that Mikel Arteta and Rabata, they don't have a definitive striker. They don't have one guy that they're saying he's the one, right? If the price is right for GYOKOREZ, let's say GYOKOREZ was 40 million, I think Arsenal would have done that deal by now, 100%. If Šeško was 70 million euros or less than that, I think Arsenal would have done that deal already. So in a financial perspective, Arsenal are literally trying to get the best deal on the market. And you've got to go and get the best deal in the market because you have other deals to do. You want Maguire, you want Martin Zubimendi, you want Nico Williams or Rodrigo or Semenyo. You've got to go and work. You've got to do the best deals financially so that you can run your finances well and sign all these other players. That's number one. Number two is the Rodrigo theory. Calm down, let me explain. So with the Rodrigo theory, and I'm not buying this actually, but a few people out there are saying that Arsenal may be waiting on Rodrigo and they're trying to see what is the stance of Real Madrid and Rodrigo as a player. Can we get Rodrigo? Can we not? If you get Rodrigo for 80 million euros, you might have to go for a cheaper striker, right? And that means Victor GYOKOREZ, 50, 58 million pounds, you get the deal done. But if you cannot get Rodrigo and you can go and sign a cheaper winger, a younger winger who's a little bit cheaper, let's say someone like Gittens is not cheap. I'm seeing Chelsea are bidding and bidding and bidding about 50 million euros and they're being turned down. Well, a cheaper winger right now would be, I don't know, someone like Ademola Lookman or let's say Bakayoko, right? Let's say Bakayoko at PSV. So if Arsenal are going to go and sign Bakayoko at PSV for 30 million euros, then you can go and do the Benjamin Šeško deal for 80 million euros or 75 million euros because you have the funds and you're compensating and compromising from another position. So that's another reason as to why we are advancing on two deals and it's taking a long time. And I think the third reason here, I think we are underprepared for this summer. Think about it. I don't want to cause panic attacks, but last summer, Arsenal were the most underprepared team in the Premier League. You cannot tell me that signing Mikel Merino and signing Raheem Sterling and Calafiori is better than signing no one. For me, no. Because if we had spared all that money, signed no one, this summer would have an enormous chunk of income to actually deal with it. Liverpool did it. And anyone is asking, how are Liverpool able to sign 150 million euros and pay that to Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz? Well, that is because last summer, they didn't spend a single penny. And for me, we wasted our money. For me, Mikel Merino, good player. He's come in, he's scored a couple of goals. It's okay, don't sign him. Let Arsenal finish third or fourth, because now you have Martin Zubimendi, now you have Rice, maybe Fabio Vieira is coming back. Well, Mikel Merino, is he still that important and relevant as a centre forward? No. Is he as good as a midfielder in the Premier League? Definitely not. Ricardo Calafiori, we have Lewis Kelly, we have Julian Timber, and Jakub Kiwior. For me, don't sign Calafiori. And Raheem Sterling is the same. A loan deal that he actually didn't work out. So, again, this summer it feels the same. It feels like, because Calafiori last summer, that is a player we saw at the Euros, and we were impressed. This summer, we want a left winger. There is rumors of Ainori, he's gone to Man City. Then rumors of Maguire also can play at centre-back. Dean Huijsen. It kind of feels like we are all over the place, and we don't know what we're doing. And that could be because we didn't have a sporting director early enough. Yes, he came in before June, he came in before May, but I kind of feel like having your sporting director come in 2 months before the window is a little bit disastrous and maybe difficult. But I want to see your thoughts. I want to share. I want you guys to share with me what you think. It's complicated, but I also think that's going to be a very interesting summer. It's now 50-50 on GYOKOREZ, and and Shesko. For now, forget about Ollie Watkins. If the Watkins story becomes relevant, we'll talk about it as well.